Hi everyone, now I'm going to introduce my phototype. I call it NoisyBand. In this video, I will first introduce the different components of the NoisyBand. Then I will give a general overview of my concept. And finally, I will introduce the functions in detail of the NoisyBand and how the functions are implemented. So the NoisyBand come up with two main parts, the station part and the smart band. So for the station, the first component is a wireless transmitter. It completes the interaction with the band by exchanging signal. So because the Wi-Fi signal is much more stronger than the F8 signal, so actually I need to put something inside to block with the signal, to wake the signal. And the second component is a RGB LED light. It will show the certain states of the base station. And then the next component is a buzzer. It will produce a noisy sound. That's why this phototype calls NoisyBand. And the last is a normal LED light. It will show the certain states of the buzzer. And for the next band, so it gets lots of components. First, there is also get a wireless transmitter. This one is the same one as the base station. So the main function of the entire phototype is achieved through the information exchanging between these two wireless transmitters. So then, here is the mini motor. The function of this mini motor is to provide a vibration function when the band alarms, so it can better remind the user. In this video, in order to better present the effect, I just put the mini motor outside of the band, but in the final product, it should be put inside to remind the user better. And then here is the pressure sensor. The pressure sensor is mainly used to achieve an operation like push button or just touch the screen. And the last one is the LED light bar. So this LED light bar is the main way for user to get feedback. Depends on the different situation, the LED light bar will display different color to remind the user of certain states. So I just cover it with the tissue to protect the eyes. And all this about is the components I used in the certain prototype. For the next part, I will going to introduce my phototype and then explain all detailed function of my phototype. In general, the main function of my phototype is when people start using this product, the base station will start counting down from the time the user starts. So let's assume we need to stand up for 5 minutes every half an hour. So once the 30 minutes reach, the base station will produce a noisy sound and flashing lights to force the user to leave the table. In order to turn off these noises and the lights, the user needs to carry the NoisyBand out of the wireless transmitter single range and stay outside of range for 5 minutes. If the user tries to approach the table when the 5 minutes countdown is not full, the timer will pause and the base will restart noisy. Only staying outside the single range for 5 minutes can successfully turn off the alarm. Now let's talk some more detail about the phototype. Before everything starts, we can see that the lights, RGB, the LED lights on the band are colorful, which means the band is now in a normal working state. And we can also see that the LED lights on the base station is off. That is because the base station is not started working yet. In order to start counting, we need to push the pressure sensor on the band to communicate an action of tap to start or push to start. So do that. So after pressing the pressure sensor, we will see that the RGB light on the base station turns green, which means the base station now is start working. The RGB lights of the base station can be divided into 3 states. This one is used to, the RGB lights is used to mention the user how many time they have left. And when it's green, it means you get a lot of time. And then it turns to yellow. It means maybe you only get 5 minutes or 10 minutes left. And finally, it will turn to red. And it means you only maybe get a few minutes left. So the color and the timing can be adjusted according to the requirement of different user. As you can see, it's yellow color now. And in this video, I just shorted the 30 minutes into 1 minute. So when it finally turns to red, it means you won't get much time left. And then the countdown is over, and we can see the booter state light on the base station is on, and the booter is making a bit of noise. We can hear that the noise from the booter is really powerful and unbearable. So at that point, I believe it can really force the user to leave the table. So I just temporarily remove it. Now let's take a look at the band. So after counting down, you can see the band receive a signal from base station. Now the LED on the band start flashing between red and white, and it comes with a vibration. It's just minimal. And so in order to make this band and this station into normal working states, I need to take this one and walk away as far as I can until these two wireless transmitter cannot receive signal from each other. So, but it actually is really long distance. I need to get downstairs and walk across the street. So in order to display both effect of the band and the base station, I just will try to cover the wireless transmitter with my hand to communicate a situation where the band is too far from the base station and these two components cannot receive each other's signal. I just put the booster back on, and I try to use my hand to cover it. Okay. As you can see, when the band is far away from the base station will stop making noise, and the band is no longer blink and vibrate. But the light is different as normal. It's turned to yellow, which I call a cooldown time. So in the cooldown time state, you need to stay away from the table and keep out of there for 5 minutes. So if you try to return or get close to the table during the cooldown states, like this, the base station and the band will keep making noisy. So please note that the cooldown time states will be passed at the time it's re-entering the noisy station. So only the user leaves the single area again, so the cooldown time will continue counting. So now I am keep cover it until the end of cooldown time. So in this photo type, I will change the cooldown time from 5 minutes to about 40 seconds. So as you can see, at the moment, the band turned to green for 1 second, and then it turned to normal working states. So yeah, it's for now it can user will know that it can go back to the desktop. And it's to start a new round, you just need to push the pressure sensor again. Just need to push the pressure sensor again to restart a new round. So that's everything I want to talk about my prototype. Thank you for watching.